Welcome to Camnet TV Main News. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. The headlines. CADRES operating at night to set up shops illegally at COMESA market. The state informs the Constitutional Court on removing the DPP. A traditional leader implores their politicians to respect the president. And in international news, Somalia celebrates the outcome of the presidential bid. And in sports, wheelchair basketball fans urged to embrace the sports. Join me with the details after this commercial.
Are you a married man or woman? Are you encountering challenges in your marriage? Are you planning to take your marriage and love relationship to higher levels? Your business platform is all set for you as a couple. You are invited to attend Zambia's First Love and Marriage plus Business Conference. Amidst uncertainties in the economy, higher divorce rate in the world, plan to be one of the most successful couple in Zambia. Date 28th May 2022. Time from 9 hours to 16 hours. Participation fee 1,200 kwacha per couple. Lunch inclusive. For registration, payment can be done through MTN mobile money on 0962 965 883 or 0979 753 010 for Airtel Money. Venue, the Healing Word Ministries International. Speakers, Professor and Mrs. Catherine Munkumba. And your hosts, Pastors Victoria and Moses Chilo. This is a must-attend conference. Plan and make a date with us. Your lives, marriage and future will never be the same. Remember, we are born for greatness. Book for your seats by calling 0962 965 883. See you on the 28th May 2022.
Your love always brings me back.
And now the main news in detail. Mobile agents in Lusaka say they have shunned away from legally registering their businesses as the process is too expensive. In an interview, the agents say they spent over 10,000 kwacha or 2,000 kwacha on registration alone, minus having booths made and buying agent SIM cards, which can amount to 10,000 kwacha. They have since called for a reduction in the price of registration, as unregistered booth owners have been fighting running battles with the local authorities.
The mobile money business is fast growing in Zambia, as it has become a convenient means of money transfer due to its availability and also due to how quick one can receive or transfer money in comparison to banks. This has also become a source of livelihood for many youths, especially school leavers and those without other means of generating income. Mobile money agents, however, have often come at loggerheads with the local authorities, who often end up uprooting the booths, as most of these are not legally registered. In interviews with Camnet News, some mobile money booth attendants however say the process of registering is too expensive, as they can spend over 2,000 kwacha on registration alone and will require a separate amount of about 10,000 kwacha to get booths, agent SIM cards and capital to start the business running. They explain that it is due to this that they choose to operate on the sidelines.
We don't follow that procedure normally because under this mobile booth there is no much profit which we are gaining. So for that process it requires you to have a lot of capital. Some of us we work with little money, as little as 2,000 we started, so that you can earn a living. Yeah, I would like to see, like for example, the council should reduce the price for paying levy. Under levy, like council payment is a lot of money. Most you can't afford to do that.
They need to come and inform us first of all, because they cannot just come and demolish the booths minus telling us. So I think it's more important that they should come first, they tell us. So because it's not everyone who can manage to be paying every year, because it's kind of expensive.
Just to clarify on what when they are going to approve these things, so it's a difficult life living with 1 billion, and then a possibility for my youth and then doing things which are not normal.
The booth attendants have since called for the fees to be revised, stating that this business is a means of employment for many youths and they will be left destitute if running battles with the local authorities continue.
As Lusaka City Council, we have been conducting a verification exercise of mobile money booths that are dotted across the city for the past 2 months. From this exercise, we have been identifying illegally placed booths. Using the Open Data Kit system, so far the Department of City Planning has captured and numbered 5,976 booths from all the 7 constituencies. This exercise is ongoing, and once complete, the local authority, in consultation with various stakeholders, will agree on an amicable way of managing booths in the city.
Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Towela Nikinjamba Foundation has come to the aid of a family of a person with a disability and his son in John Lane compound of Lusaka by providing them with a wheelchair and other assorted goods. Foundation representative Elizabeth Njamba has told Camnet News in an interview that the owner of the foundation, based in the United States of America, was moved by the story after it aired on Camnet News on the 5th of May 2022, highlighting the challenges that the 2 family members go through. And the 59-year-old Thomas Chalwe has thanked the foundation for the gesture and has urged the foundation to continue aiding other families with similar needs.
He smiled after the Towela Nikinjamba Foundation donated a wheelchair and other assorted goods to his house. Thomas Chalwe Jr. is a 22-year-old living with cerebral palsy, a condition that has left him with no mobility in his legs, prompting him to move on his knees. The story of this man and disabled father was aired on Camnet television on 8th May 2022, highlighting the challenges that this family faces. Mr. Chera is now happy that he will be able to move on a wheelchair as opposed to moving on his knees. And father to the man could not hide the joy and has asked the foundation to continue helping other people in a similar condition.
Foundation Mulungu aikirepo add more so that you can add to help other people. Please chamini mwachita chipitirire chisaperere pano ayi zikomo kwambiri assist naimwe at British Broadcasting, sorry.
And foundation representative Elizabeth Njamba says the foundation owner, who is based in the United States of America, decided to help the family because it is the right thing to do.
It's not here, the owner is in America. We saw about the Camnet TV. That really transpired as for us to help him because he can't walk. He was very unable to walk. So the owner referred to the Camnet TV members for us to help him out. And we brought a wheelchair and some groceries that we got for them, at least for some few months.
Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Street vendors at Lusaka City Market have allegedly continued accusing Zambia Oriental Investment Limited of recklessly discharging maize waste into the drainage. On the 9th of November 2021, Camnet TV carried a story where the traders had accused the named company that manufactures a traditional drink called Chiwantu of not managing the waste properly. In an interview with Camnet News, Joseph Msonda and other traders have disclosed that the waste discharge has made their area of operation inhabitable.
Despite Zambia having the Waste Management Unit, which is a regulatory unit of waste management in the city, mandated to plan, organize, execute and supervise waste management services in other selected areas, some industrial companies seem to have a tendency of recklessly disposing of waste. On the 9th of November 2021, Camnet TV aired a story where traders at City Market had allegedly accused Zambia Oriental Limited Company of not managing waste properly. That came from the manufacturing of a local drink called Chiwantu. Fast forward today, Camnet TV was on the ground to check if the company lived to its assurance that they would find a permanent solution of managing the waste. To our surprise, it's like nothing has been done as the drainages are still blocked, hence causing a bad odor.
Because I have seen what is outside. I'm going straight to Lusaka City Council and... listen, my boss is not around. Okay, let me call it. You can wait.
Traders within the area have expressed concern over the same.
Bipangako vibwantu bichani but maminerals yebasebenzesa yalibeko enda so bakasebenzesa yabwera kuno kupotcha affect and the affect yakwentikamba ngati mukaembera si affect yamusha ina chemicals ise kuno tinkaliramu affected kala bifuba chani still babekuchokera.
They have lamented how difficult it has been to operate in an environment that has a bad odor.
Nonje challenge ikulu tili nayo ingati mwaiona pali suwa pali drainage chokera kuta ku last so ita drainage mabota manzi mu main drainage so I main drainage niyo broker just cause of ya main project ya market banai broker paja drainage so manzi kulibe ko yaenda so manzi yonse yabwo nkala stack paja so ija company ipanga kuja viwantu ija using ma chemicals yakuti vija ma residues ma byproduct itibalipepo vitaila so vija vama vichita release mu drainage ya menei so vakavichita release mu drainage.
The waste management unit operates in a cost neutral manner, meaning they generate sufficient funds to pay for all expenditure required to provide an efficient and affordable waste collection and disposal service in the entire city. Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Traders at Lusaka's COMESA market have called on the local authorities to move in and inspect the land at the market, alleging that the United Party for National Development CADRES have begun erecting illegal makeshift stands at the market. A check by Camnet News found the said structures, despite the local authorities having demolished similar illegal structures in April 2022. The traders allege that the CADRES have taken up space meant for a car park and express arrogance when challenged.
Barely 1 month after the Lusaka City Council moved in to demolish illegal structures at COMESA Market, which were constructed by alleged Patriotic Front cadres during the previous administration, alleged United Party for National Development UPND cadres have begun doing the same in night operations. The Lusaka City Council in April 2022 moved in to demolish 31 makeshift stores which were built on a road reserve, leading to traders who had bought the stands from the said cadres losing out thousands of kwacha. A similar operation has begun on a place meant for a car park at the market by alleged UPND cadres, much to the dismay of traders who alerted Camnet TV News.
Okay, so cheti danda urako kuno ninkani ya makada bativuta kuno COMESA. Baminista bezokambati kuno vimantemba vonse vizachoka hivi. Sivichoka bamboleterapo vinanga. To make matters worse, sibavileta mzuwa, bavileta usiku. Kukucha kusantibwela mteo ntipeza pa washangantemba. Apa washangantemba. Tizankara branch. Tisikangi woka mboka kamba kwa tisipuleka ku office. Nisimakada akariko.
Poma, kuti itianganireko. Chifanya uti apa ndiye pakinga mamotoka. Mamotoka parking wapa. Manje ngatiwa paka mantemba. Mamotoka za parking na kuti. Ndi bakanso etablishala apa. Ichi chishala ndiye patutaira vintu vamenticho za market wikapa. Then futi vama uyu bamba ama parking na pamnyapa. Then ama container mina leta ama leta usiku. So tipemba boma kuti tianganireko chifua pampo parking mamotoka apa. Nanga mamotoka tezambo parking kunja.
The traders alleged that the said cadres expressed arrogance when approached, claiming to be well connected.
Mabara yametutengirapo vintu vamene tufakau abantu amene kama kuti maforena amene amaforena ndewerengeza kuti tuzilipira manyumba kumachani
All this is said to be happening despite a call from the head of state declaring that all cadres will have no backing if caught in the act. The traders have since called on the local authorities to conduct an inspection. Zipora Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
In other news, police spokesperson Rehamonga has sent a warning to people who are spreading forced abduction cases on social media to desist from the act or have the law visit them. In an interview with Camnet News, Mr. Hamunga says the police have not received any confirmed cases of abduction, hence any case posted on social media should be treated with the utmost contempt. Meanwhile, a governance expert, Mwila Bwanga, has called on men and women in uniform to cultivate public confidence in their ability to combat crime.
The country has in the recent past recorded a number of criminal activities that has raised fear and concerns among members of the community. One such is that of Pamela Chisumpa, a mobile money agent who was allegedly abducted in the second week of April 2022. Pamela's abduction first appeared in a video of terror which was widely circulated on social media, where she was seen being beaten, and it is believed that the abductors demanded a sum of 15,000 from her family in exchange for her life. A similar case was recorded on 17th March this year, where another mobile money agent, Faith Milati, had disappeared and was later seen on social media in a video where she was being beaten up and was pleading for 5,000, believed to be a bid for her life. In the two incidences, the police were actively engaged and the investigations had opened up to ensure that the lives of the victims were rescued. However, the case for Faith Milati has gone cold, and that of Mrs. Chisumpa may head in the same trajectory. And police spokesperson Rehamonga, when contacted for a comment, has told Camnet News that the police are not going to give any more updates on Pamela Chisumpa's case, as it may jeopardize the investigations.
And we are not going to be giving updates that border on jeopardizing our investigations or putting the life of the person who's allegedly abducted at risk. So what we are going to do, or what we are doing as police, is we only give updates as far as it will not jeopardize our investigations or maybe endanger the person that we are looking for. So we're not going to continue giving updates of how we are moving with the investigations, but however, we'll only give updates when it's necessary for us to do that, in the sense that it doesn't jeopardize the investigations.
Mr. Hamonga has since warned people who have in recent days been posting videos on social media alleging to have been abducted that if investigated and found false, the law will visit them.
Make it very clear as Zambia Police that we have not recorded any single case of abduction that has been confirmed. So members of the public should not be scared to say that there are cases of abduction that are going on. We have not conclusively registered a case that has been investigated to be a case of abduction. Yes, you are seeing things on social media, but those things are not confirmed. And we want to warn people that are posting such things on social media that once we investigate and it's found that these things are fake, you'll be arrested for publicizing information that is intended to alarm the public. The Cyber Security Act, and it's very clear.
Meanwhile, a governance expert, Mwila Bwanga, has appealed to men and women in uniform to practice consistency in updating the nation on criminal investigations, and that people need to have public confidence in the security wings of the country.
For our men in uniform to continue just providing public confidence, I think they've done a great job so far in trying by all means to see that they consistently communicate with us on the issues that are currently happening. But I believe they can do better, and why I'm saying this is that there's need for us to continue investing in our security detail. There's need for us to have profound strategies and mechanisms that help us to bring certain people to justice, because we cannot continue using the same mechanisms and styles that we've been using for over 50 years in order for us to bring certain people to justice that needs to be manhandled. Because
Messi Chanika reporting for Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
The Zambia Roads and Highway Safety Group have advised President Hakainde Hichilema to consider flying out of State House using a helicopter to the airport, or alternatively flying out of Lusaka using the Zaf City airports. The Road Safety Group Administrator Tumnwasa Banda notes that each time the president is flying out, there is serious traffic congestion added to the already congested stretches of the Great East Road. Mr. Banda has also urged the Road Development Agency, RDA, to consider expanding the stretch of the Great East Road to a 6-lane standard and the Airport Road to 4 lanes to ease traffic, which has continued to mount.
The Zambian Roads and Highway Safety Group is urging President Hakainde Hichilema to consider flying out of State House or City Airport to help decongest traffic on the Great East Road. The Road Safety Group has noted that each time the president is flying out, serious traffic congestions are added to the already congested stretches of the Great East Road between Manda Hill and Airport turnoff by the presidential motorcade and the scores of vehicles belonging to ministers, defense chiefs and civil servants seeing off the president. The Road Safety Group therefore advises the president to consider flying out of State House using a helicopter to the airport, or alternatively flying out of Lusaka using the Zaf City Airport. The Road Safety Group believes that if the president avoids using the Great East Road and KK International Airport for his trips, traffic pressure already being experienced on the Great East Road between Manda Hill and Airport turnoff will not be made worse. The Road Safety Group also urges the Road Development Agency, RDA, to consider expanding this stretch of the Great East Road to 6 lanes and the Airport Road to 4 lanes so that those that are traveling to and from the KK Airport manage to do so without any further delays.
President Hakainde Hichilema says he is looking forward to the first ever European Union Zambia Economic Forum, which is scheduled to take place at the Mulungushi International Conference Center from tomorrow 17th May to 19th May 2022. The forum is aimed to serve as a platform of trade and investment collaboration, linking and bringing together a wide range of investors, exporters, entrepreneurs, experts, financial institutions, innovators and policy decision makers from Zambia as well as from the European Union and its 27 member states. President Hichilema is confident that this interaction between Zambia and the EU will energize private sector investments and business opportunities that foster inclusive economic growth and create jobs for citizens in line with the new administration's 8th National Development Plan from 2022 to 2026. The head of state is optimistic that the forum will create a platform for business networking among investors as they explore the unending abundance of trade and investment opportunities available in Zambia. The forum is envisaged to open up conversation channels around how private investors can interact with government agencies for purposes of unlocking Zambia's trade and investment potential into tangible opportunities. The Private Security Companies Association of Zambia has expressed sadness over the untimely death of the 2 G4 security guards who met their fate in the early hours of Saturday, 14th May 2022. Association President Francis Mukaka says the death of the 2 identified as Edwin Mwinga and Michael Zulu is disheartening and a loss to the security industry. On Saturday, police, through deputy spokesperson Danny Mwale, confirmed that the 2 G4 security guards were killed on the spot in a hit-and-run accident caused by Darlington Salamo of Zaf Twin Palm.
On Saturday, May 14, 2022, Zambia Police Service recorded a traffic accident in Lusaka involving 2 G4 security guards who were killed on the spot in a hit-and-run accident caused by Darlington Salamo of Zaf Twin Palm. The 2 identified as Edwin Mwinga and Michael Zulu met their fate while going for work by driver Mr. Salamu, who failed to stick to his lane according to police reports. In an interview with Camnet News, the Private Security Companies Association of Zambia has expressed sadness over the untimely death of the duo. Association President Francis Mukaka says their death is disheartening and loss to the security industry.
Of G4, also to the G4 management. We would like to see that law takes its course for this cruel motorist. If it was like a normal accident, he could have stopped and report himself to the police. But the issue that he was running away, and members of the public, the one who bounced on him, I would wish police to speed up the case so that this guy can face the law.
Mr. Mukuka has since called on the security companies to put in place operational modalities such as transportation for workers and identity cards for easy identification.
Companies to issue identity cards to these security guards so that in a case like this, they can be easily identified, the names and so forth. Then they are moving, the security guards, they don't have identity cards. We urge all security companies to provide security identities to the guards. It's bad. One, what they have done, many the security companies, they create deployment offices to the nearest where they have majority guards supposed to be deployed. So the issue of transport, yes, security companies should provide transport as well for the security officers.
The deceased were residents of Lusaka's Mtendere compound who were described as vibrant by the association. Alex Shimba, Camnet News, in Lusaka.
You're watching Camnet TV Main News. We take our first set of commercials. We'll be back with more after this.
Savenda. Save nations, develop Africa. Connecting African countries to each other and connecting the African continent to the world. This logistics and global supply chain management group offers end-to-end solutions across all sectors of the economy. Agriculture, energy, telecommunications, finance, construction, transportation, and insurance. And now, its initiatives are greener than ever, operating in line with government guidelines and working to provide energy security for Zambia and beyond. 25 companies united under one group and one vision. Savenda. Trade and logistics made easy.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the...
She has so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
Are you a married man or woman? Are you encountering challenges in your marriage? Are you planning to take your marriage and love relationship to higher levels? Your business platform is all set for you as a couple. You are invited to attend Zambia's First Love and Marriage plus Business Conference. Amidst uncertainties in the economy, higher divorce rate in the world, plan to be one of the most successful couple in Zambia. Date 28th May 2022. Time from 9 hours to 16 hours. Participation fee 1,200 kwacha per couple. Lunch inclusive. For registration, payment can be done through MTN mobile money on 0962 965 883 or 0979 753 010 for Airtel Money. Venue, the Healing Word Ministries International. Speakers, Professor and Mrs. Catherine Munkumba. And your hosts, Pastors Victoria and Moses Chilunga. This is a must-attend conference. Plan and make a date with us. Your lives, marriage, and future will never be the same. Remember, we are born for greatness. Book for your seats by calling 0962 965 883. See you on the 28th May 2022.
Your love always brings me back.
Welcome back. We continue with the rest of the main news. The Lamba Lima Royal Establishment has urged political figures in the country to accord the office of the President respect even as they conduct checks and balances. In an interview, establishment spokesperson Charles Kaputula has noted with displeasure the rising usage of uncouth language from political figures in the name of keeping the government accountable. He notes that despite Zambia embracing democracy and free space, the country also has traditions that must be respected.
tabasumisha po mwana ufumile mchalo chabo ukuya mukubasebanya kunse mukulabile fintu vipsene ukutuka bakulu yo fo baratufunda ko batukonsoko kaya abo kasanga abonso kasanga na munshira kandi ni kumpongwe kandi kurufwa nyama kandi kwa mulonga kandi kwa chikoni kulwa mushiri baratufundisha fo bako oko mukaya mukachindike abantu onso wasanga na kula mulongobe ngamukuru uyo mpelo muchinshi Lambert believes in love, patience, believe in respect for every humanity. Panofwe lamba law establishment to alaboko wakati to atota kuli ba HH kai tule bombana ba HH bonsaba la bile fifi bipile pali ba HH fwe to abakana tabali kwa mubulamba yo ngaba mulamba bese twikale panshi batulondolole findu ifyo wakateka balufyanya nangu icho government ya lufyanya nchindo.
Various health professionals associations have expressed mixed feelings regarding the reintroduction of licensure examinations for health practitioners. During a consultative meeting held in Lusaka Monday, various associations believe that inasmuch as a licensure examinations are meant to provide a standard to the health professionals, there is a need to improve monitoring in the provision of health courses to guarantee quality. This follows the Health Profession Council's announcement of reintroducing licensure examinations on 28th of April 2022.
Abolishment of health professionals' licensure examinations in February 2019 by the Health Profession Council of Zambia, HPCZ, the Health Council, on the basis of promoting quality health care services, is eager to reintroduce the licensure examinations to health professionals, a development which has been received with mixed feelings from the health associations in the country. During a consultative meeting on the way forward in Lusaka Monday, the Clinical Officers Association of Zambia President John Sneba feels licensure examinations will act as a remedy to professionalism in the health sector owing to various schools that have been set up to train health practitioners.
The number of training institutions are increasing in our country. The competence of the cadre who is graduating, it has been observed with serious concern to say the integrity of this cadre has really reduced. So it is of imperative to say we are of view support of this introduction of the licensure exams as the Clinical Association of Zambia.
And the Zambia Dental Association and Medical Association of Zambia shared similar views.
Association, I think we support this, and for us, I think this is the way to go. Perhaps the only thing that we need to do is maybe to see how the previous LEX exams worked and try to improve on it.
As the Zambia Medical Association, we made it clear. We represent all the doctors in Zambia, and we have made it clear. The licensure exams are very important for us to ensure that we have standardized our practice, and we are able to assure our patients that the quality of people that are taking care of them are up to the standard required by the regulator here in Zambia.
Meanwhile, the Biomedical Society of Zambia President Mutale Mubanga believes that while the importance of the examinations cannot be downplayed, the need to strengthen regulations during training is vital.
Licensure exams are one of them, but more importantly is how are we going to administer them? What will be the structure and the modalities surrounding that so that we achieve the intended goal.
Health Profession Council of Zambia Chief Executive Officer and Registrar, Wembia Wadia, says the council has put up assurance mechanisms to promote quality health.
But as a council, we've put in place a mechanism that has ensured that each of the curricula that is developed has the core competences captured in it. Now, what the council wants to do is to have an assurance mechanism that anyone who is being admitted on the register possesses minimum competences and skills to practice their profession. And this can only be done before someone is given a practicing license to go and practice their profession. And as a council, we feel that's the best point at which we can assure the public of the competences that these people possess.
Well, one only hopes consensus will be achieved in this with the overall objective of ensuring quality education to steer quality health. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News.
The state has submitted before the Constitutional Court that the Director of Public Prosecution (DPP) can be moved from her office if she performs her functions contrary to the provision in the Constitution. This is in a case in which suspended Lusaka lawyer Jonas Zimba and Makebi Zulu advocates wants the Constitutional Court to nullify the complaint and proceedings before the Judicial Complaints Commission lodged against the Director of Public Prosecution, Lillian Siyuni. Mr. Zimba, who has cited Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha as the respondent, also wants the court to determine whether the DPP can be subjected to the procedure under the Judicial Code of Conduct Act when she is not a judicial officer.
Following the decision by the Director of Public Prosecution to write a letter to the Drug Enforcement Commission Director General questioning the re-arrest of former Konkola Copper Mines Provisional Liquidator Mlingo Lungu when she had entered a nolle prosequi in his case, this has led to a cross-section of people to call for a removal from office. A situation that has seen civil rights activists lodge a complaint against her for incompetence and gross misconduct to the Judicial Complaints Commission. However, a suspended lawyer, Jonas Zimba, from Makebi Zulu Advocates, has come forth challenging this while citing the Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha before the Constitutional Court as the respondent. Mr. Zimba wants the court to nullify the complaint and proceedings before the Judicial Complaints Commission lodged against the Director of Public Prosecution. Further, for the court to determine whether the DPP can be subjected to procedure under the Judicial Code of Conduct Act when she is not a judicial officer. The petitioner also wants the court to determine whether Article 236 of the Constitution, as read with Article 187 of the Constitution, confines jurisdiction on the JCC to try the DPP for any of the allegations that may be brought against her under Article 181 of the Constitution as amended under Act No. 2 of 2016. In response to his petition, government, however, argues that the DPP can be removed from office on account that he or she performs their function contrary to the provisions in the Constitution. Further, that the DPP enjoys the ability to perform all legal functions as established in the Constitution without her being subjected to any control or direction from another person or authority. However, her powers ought to be exercised with regard to public interest, administration of justice, the integrity of the judicial system, and the need to prevent and avoid abuse of legal proceeds. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
In other news, Lusaka lawyer Martha Mshipe has asked the Lusaka High Court to enter a judgment in default against the government after it has failed to file its defense within the stipulated time frame. This is in a case in which Ms. Mshipe has sued the state, claiming compensation of 1.5 million kwacha for pain and suffering caused by alleged forced imprisonment that occurred 6 years ago. Ms. Mshipe now wants the court to enter the said default judgment that will allow her to be paid the said amount because ever since she commenced the litigation, government has failed to give its defense within the stipulated 14 days.
14 days has passed since Lusaka lawyer Martha Mshipe sued government in the Lusaka High Court claiming compensation for 1.5 million kwacha for pain and suffering caused by alleged false imprisonment she was subjected to in 2016. Government has not responded to a lawsuit, a situation that has left her to now request the court to enter a default judgment in the case. According to an ex-parte summons, Ms. Moshipe contains that the state has failed to offer any defense, to write the summons, nor give any notice of intention to defend the summons, further arguing that ever since the case commenced on the 5th of April 2022, the state has not only failed or neglected to file its argument, but it has not also given any reasons on why it has delayed to respond to her lawsuit. In 2016, Ms. Moshipe was arrested and charged of seditious practice with allegation that between 1st July 2015 and April 2016, she was in possession of seditious material, namely Strategy of Domination PF Against Opposition UPND 2015, 2016 and Beyond UPND at Crossroad. She was later acquitted by the Lusaka's Magistrate Court. However, 6 years down the line, Ms. Moshipe wants the government to compensate her. She is also demanding compensation for loss of business in the sum of 3.6 million kwacha for loss of money, goods and fowls that were vandalized at the time. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
We'll take our second set of commercials. Coming next is sports and international news. Sports news.
We welcome you to the wonderful world of Savenda Electronics.
At Savenda Electronics, we pride ourselves in manufacturing high-quality electricity and water meters.
Boasting of the first of its kind state-of-the-art manufacturing plant in Zambia, Savenda Electronics manufactures customized smart electricity and water meters of international standards for both the local and international water and electricity utility companies. Our highly computerized factory, run by qualified staff, makes, calibrates, and electronically tests the smart meters to ensure only those meeting customer specifications are delivered to the market. Some of the main features which come with our meters includes notifications about low units, tempering, low battery, and many more customized features. Savenda Electronics provides on and off-site after-sales service and has favorable contract terms for water and electricity utility companies. Savenda Electronics, the real deal.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes, and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
Camnet TV is becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Are you a married man or woman? Are you encountering challenges in your marriage? Are you planning to take your marriage and love relationship to higher levels? Your business platform is all set for you as a couple. You are invited to attend Zambia's First Love and Marriage Plus Business Conference. Amidst uncertainties in the economy, higher divorce rate in the world, plan to be one of the most successful couple in Zambia. Date 28th May 2022. Time from 9 hours to 16 hours. Participation fee 1,200 kwacha per couple. Lunch inclusive. For registration, payment can be done through MTN mobile money on 0962 965 883. or 0979-753-010 for Airtel Money. Venue, the Healing Word Ministries International. Speakers, Professor and Mrs. Catherine Munkumba. And your hosts, Pastors Victoria and Moses Chilwa. This is a must-attend conference. Plan and make a date with us. Your lives, marriage and future will never be the same. Remember, we are born for greatness. Book for your seats by calling 0962-965-883. See you on the 28th May 2022.
Thank you for staying with us. We now get into international news. Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, who returned to power Sunday after a marathon vote, is a former academic and peace activist whose first term was marred with accusations of corruption and infighting. President between 2012 and 2017, he then distinguished himself by his fierce criticism of outgoing head of state Mohammed Abdullahi Mohammed, known as Farmajo, who defeated him 5 years ago. He played a crucial role in the violent protest in Mogadishu as Farmajo sought to extend his term of office, which expires in February, without agreement with regional leaders on holding new elections. He will have to face several major challenges. A historic drought, which could lead to famine, is raging in the country, which is also plowed by insurgency of radical Islamists, and Shabab, the latter, had attempted to assassinate Hassan Sheikh Mohamud during his first term. Meanwhile, Israeli police injured a number of Palestinians as they took to the streets to mark the 74th anniversary of Nakba Day, when Palestinians say they lost their homeland to Israel. Here's a roundup of international news.
Hassan Sheikh Mohamud returns to a role he's held before. The former academic and peace activist was Somalia's president between 2012 and 2017. At the end of his term, which was marred by allegations of corruption and infighting, Mohamud was defeated by Mohammed Abdullahi Mohammed, also known as Farmajo. In 2017, Farmajo shook Mohamud's hand as incoming president. On Sunday, he did the same, but as outgoing leader. Born in 1955, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud is the first former head of state to be voted back into power in Somalia. He promised to transform the country, shaken by a long political crisis. Mohamud is from the powerful Hawiye clan, which has a majority in the capital Mogadishu. Overnight, people held rallies to celebrate Mohamud's victory. I came here to celebrate the win of the 8th president and now the 10th president. I congratulate him. Somalia is at peace with itself and with the world. I can't express in words how happy I am. God willing, I am very, very happy. Tonight I would say, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, I love you. Mohamud takes over a deeply polarized country for months of political chaos and power struggles within the state institutions. Somalia is also facing a historic drought which the UN has warned could lead to famine and a resurgent Al-Shabaab.
We are looking for freedom. We are looking to get our rights back.
هذه الأرض أرضنا والقدس قدسنا والبحر بحرنا، وهذا الكيان ليس له إلا الرحيل، وبإذن الله سيرحل بالمقاومة وبالجهاد بإذن الله.
متشابتين بالامل لرجعتنا لبلادنا لقرانا لمدننا المدن تبعونا ان شاء الله راجعين باذن الله بهمة شباب فلسطين كلها ان شاء الله راجعين لبلادنا. احنا هذا يوم حزين، يوم نكبة حزين لإلنا لليوم. احنا نتمنى ان نرجع لان مفاتيح بيوتنا مع امياتنا مع جداتنا.
We now get into your sports item. The Zambia National Wheelchair Basketball Association President Jeffrey Vene has challenged wheelchair basketball fans to come on board and participate in growing the game. Vene adds that persons with disability also have a role to play in contributing to the country's social and economic development. In an interview with Camnet Sports, Vene says the biggest challenge has been identifying persons living with disabilities. Vene encouraged parents whose children are living with disability to allow them to participate in sports.
Tennis, we have basketball, we have different, even soccer, athletics, we have all these things, but people do not come on board. Probably others, they fail to bring out their children. They are shy of their disability. I'm appealing to parents, I'm appealing to guardians, I'm appealing to people out there living with disabilities to say, bring those talent that you are keeping in your homes, that talent that you are hiding to the public. We want that. The biggest challenge we have is people are not coming out to accept or to say maybe they are too shy to bring their children, they are too shy to bring their relatives. As we are seeing a champion in them. That is a very big challenge that we are facing.
Still in sports news, Laura Robson, the British player who won Junior Wimbledon at 14 and an Olympic silver medal at 18, has confirmed her retirement from tennis. The 28-year-old rose to 27 in the world rankings and reached the 4th round at Wimbledon and the US Open. But then injury intervened. She had wrist surgery in 2014 and in recent years has had 3 hip operations. And in rugby, according to BBC Sport Exeter head coach Susie Appleby has praised the resilience of her side as they overcome a 4-point halftime deficit to beat Bristol 29-26 and secure a home Premier 15S semi-final. The win ensured a second-place finish in just the second season of top flight rugby for the Chiefs women. They will host Bristol in Sunday's playoff tie at Sandy Park. Should Exeter progress to the final, they will face either reigning champions, Hellegrins, or table toppers, Serenis, in the final. Exeter defeats Serenis by a record 54-12 last week and have twice beat Quins in the league this season. Well, that sports item brings us to the end of Camnet TV main news, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. CADRES operating at night to set up shops illegally at COMESA markets. The state informs their constitutional court on removing the DPP. A traditional leader implores the politicians to respect the president. And in international news, Somalia celebrates the outcome of presidential bid. And in sports, wheelchair basketball fans urge to embrace the sports. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from Ecclesiastes 11 verse 5, and it reads, "As you do not know the path of the wind or how the body is formed in a mother's womb, so you cannot understand the work of God, the maker of all things." Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Pleasant viewing.